Hello and welcome from Sport Park Loughborough. We are here to make the draw for the semi-finals of the Men's and Women's National Cup and National Shield. My name is Dennis Schopp, and with me to assist are two members of the Volleyball England Hub team. Beth Willits, who will be drawing the home teams, Ollie Hudson, who will be drawing the away teams. And we now have reached the business end of the competition with only 4 teams remaining in each of the 4 competitions. At stake is a golden ticket to the Cup Finals weekend in Kettering on 26th and 27th of April. Up first, we'll be having the Men's National Shield draw. The final 4 are made up of 4 NVL Division 2 teams, all making up the top 4 places in their conferences. So whilst Beth and Ollie load up the balls into the bowl, I'll run you through the numbers to look out for. So team number 1 will be Loughborough Students. Last reaching this stage 15 years ago, they eventually finished runners-up to Plymouth Activate. Team number 2, Coventry and Warwick Riga, the semi-finalists of 2 seasons ago, last reached the final in 2001 as they went on to win the title. Team number 3, Wessex, they were the National Cup champions in 2013, having only lost 1 match this season. And finally, team number 4, Sheffield, they reached the Cup Finals weekend back in 2017, finishing runners-up in the National Cup to IBB Polonia. So up first for our first semi-final fixture, the home team will be
Number 4.
Team number 4, Sheffield. And the away team to be drawn for this first fixture is
Number 3.
Team number 3, Wessex. And the second semi-final fixture will be the home team,
Number 1.
Team number 1, Loughborough Students. And the final team to be drawn, the away team,
Team number 2.
Team number 2, Coventry and Warwick Riga. So just a recap of the fixtures, this will be competed between Sheffield versus Wessex. They last competed back in 2019 in the Men's Super League, Sheffield winning 3-0. Both teams sit second in their respective Division 2 conferences this year, and the other fixture will be between Loughborough Students versus Coventry and Warwick Riga. Riga inflicted Loughborough's last NVL defeat this season, which dates all the way back to 12th of October. And with that concluded, we'll now move on to the Women's National Shield draw. So again, this is also made up of 4 NVL Division 2 teams, and here are the teams and numbers to look out for. Team number 1, Loughborough Students again. This is the first time the East Midlands side have reached this stage since being crowned champions in 2014. Number 2, Northampton. The National Volleyball Centre locals will be hoping to give their members a memorable day at the Cup Finals weekend. Team number 3, Bedminster, are in the hunt for their first piece of national silverware after 3 impressive performances in the previous rounds. And team number 4, Bristol, the 2023 runners-up will be looking to go one step further this season on the back of some strong league form. And with that being said, our first semi-final fixture to be drawn will be the home team,
Number 2.
Team number 2, Northampton, and the away team,
Number 4.
Team number 4, the away team, Bristol. So this will be between Northampton against Bristol. Their last encounters were in 2012 to 13 season, with Bristol winning both times. And the second semi-final fixture will be between
Number 3.
Team number 3, Bedminster, and the away team finally to be drawn is
Team number 1.
Team number 1, Loughborough Students. Loughborough will need to win a 3rd Shield match against the team higher in the league table than them to reach the finals weekend. And that concludes the Women's National Shield draw. Up next, we'll be having the Men's National Cup draw. We have 4 dynamic Men's Super League teams left in the draw, but only one has lifted the trophy. Will we see new champions? The numbers to look out for are as follows. So team number 1, Stockport, the Greater Manchester side, have reached this stage for the first time in their history. Team number 2, Mallory Eagles UEL, the 17-time National Cup champions after last season's runners-up performance, have now reached the semi-finals for the 5th season in a row. Team number 3, Essex Rebels, sitting top of the Super League, having only lost 1 game all season. They have been seen off 2 Titans in the previous 2 rounds. And finally, team number 4, London Giants. They have reached this stage in a rich vein of form, winning 7 of their last 8 matches across league and cup. So with that being said, our first semi-final fixture to be drawn is
Number 3.
team number 3, Essex Rebels, and the away team will be
Team number 4.
team number 4, London Giants. It's first versus third in the Super League for the chance to reach Cup Finals weekend. Rebels won their previous encounter at the start of February. And the second semi-final fixture will be
Number 1.
team number 1, Stockport, and the final away team is
Team number 2.
team number 2, Mallory Eagles UEL. So this is the Northwest side will be aiming for a repeat of their 3-0 win at the Super League opening weekend in 2023. Since then, Eagles have won the last 2 matchups. And that concludes the Men's National Cup draw. And finally, the Women's National Cup draw begins, where 4 Maori Women's Super League teams will be fighting for silverware. The numbers are as follows. Number 1, Leeds Gorse will be buoyed by a clinical victory over Essex Rebels. They now enter uncharted territory, reaching the semi-finals for the first time. Number 2, Team Sidot Polonia. The reigning champions have the remarkable record of 10 consecutive appearances in the semi-finals. And team number 3, Dark Star Derbyshire. They have reached the semi-finals for the first time in their history, beating reigning Super League champions Durham Palatinites last weekend. And finally, team number 4, Mallory Eagles UEL, have been knocked out at this stage in the past 2 seasons, but will be confident having only lost once in the Super League this campaign. So with that being said, the first semi-final fixture to be drawn is
Number 3.
team number 3, Dark Star Derbyshire, and the away team is
Team number 4.
team number 4, Mallory Eagles. Dark Star will need to continue their good form, having won 3 of their last 4. Mallory have won this matchup on the last 6 occasions. And the second semi-final fixture will be between
Number 2.
team number 2, playing at home, Team Sidot Polonia, and the away team will be
Team number 1.
team number 1, Leeds Gorse. The London side have won their previous 2 encounters this season in the Super League. Excuse me. So that concludes the National Shield and National Cup semi-final draws.